Hi friends, before we start today, I just noticed my dog is right here, so I wanted to show you my dog. Tippy, look. Hi friends. Anyway, today we're going to read this book right here. It's called Ricky the Rock Who Couldn't Roll. And in this book, this is Ricky, and he's a little bit of a different kind of rock. All his friends are round, like these rocks right here is round, and this rock is nice and round. And then Ricky, if you notice, Ricky's shape is a little bit different. And so Ricky's got a problem, and his other rock friends are going to help him solve it. So let's take a look and see how they figure out how to solve Ricky's problem. Ricky the Rock That Couldn't Roll. Written by Mr. J, illustrated by Aaron Wozniak. Oh, I also love this book because it rhymes. Over the lake and out past the bay was a green grassy hill where the rocks came to play. They would race to the top to take in the view, then roll their way down, the way rocks love to do. There was Kip, Pip, and Chester, and Marvin the Boulder. Ignatius played too, though he was much older. And a group called the Pebbles. They never ever sat still, zigzagging their way up and over the hill. Kai was a meteorite and not from this planet, and Maya was lava, but taken for granite. Stu was the smart one, Parker the clown, and grumpy old Ebert rolled round with a frown. Gabby was sassy, Lisey had flair, Emma was giggly, and Hud had black hair. But the one trait that seemed to be shared by them all was that every rock there was shaped like a ball. And because they were round, they could easily roll through the grass, past the lake, up and over the knoll. Except for poor Ricky, who quietly sat. You see, Rick couldn't roll because one side was flat. His friends didn't get it. "Come roll," they would chant. So Ricky tried, but replied, "I'm sorry, I can't." But the rocks were determined. They were sure they could solve Ricky's flat-sided problem and help him revolve. So Martin the Boulder, with his impressive physique, carried Rick all the way to the hill's grassy peak. Then he pushed him downhill, yelling, "Keep rolling, kid!" But Rick didn't roll. He just kind of slid. This feels like a bad idea. Well, the rocks weren't done, not by a mile. Surely this next try would get Rick to smile. They stuck rubber balls all over Rick, using big gobs of glue to get them to stick. They were proud of themselves. "This will work," they announced. But Ricky still couldn't roll, and now he just sort of bounced. No good, no good, no good. Oops, skip the page. Well, they pushed and they pulled, trying every which way to get Rick to roll, but by the end of the day, nothing had worked just like Rick expected, and he ended up feeling depressed and dejected. "It's no use," Ricky sighed. "There just isn't a way. So I'll sit off to the side and watch you all play." But his friends wouldn't quit. "We're here for you, brother, and we'll get you to roll one way or another." So they pondered and thought, each straining his brain, till they looked up and saw it was starting to rain. And that's when it hit that smart stone named Stu. "Eureka!" he shouted. "I know just what to do." He explained to them how they would get Rick to tumble. "My plan is pure genius." Stu wasn't too humble. So they carried our hero down the road about a mile to the lake where they gathered up mud they could pile on the flat side of Rick, creating a mound that they shaped, smoothed, and sculpted until it was round. Then after the rain with the sun in the sky, They left him to bake till the mud was all dry. They gathered up vines and one colorful feather that they wrapped all around Rick to keep it together. Oh my gosh, look at Rick. When the last knot was tied and the work was all done, the only step left was for Rick to have fun. They stood back and watched, feeling nervous and tense, as Rick breathed in deep with increasing suspense. He moved slowly at first, testing out his new mold. And then, for the first time, Ricky the Rock rolled! Look how happy he is. So Bria the ladybug, who'd been there from the start, felt a surge of pure joy swell up in her heart. She thought as she watched her friends play on the hill that there's always a way if there's also a will. And she said to herself as Ricky rolled down the slope, when you're surrounded by love, you always have hope. The end. Oh my goodness, I am so glad they figured out how to get Ricky to roll. So that's why I found this rock outside. See, it's round on one side and flat on the other, just like Ricky. And they figured out a way to make it work for him. Whoops. Friends, I would love if you could tell me in the comments about a time when something was really, really hard for you to do, but you didn't give up, just like Ricky and his friends, and you figured it out and you made it work anyway. I would love to hear that story. Okay, friends, I'll see you tomorrow.